The alarm clock just went off, and 2 hours from now, you're gonna launch your first 6-figure digital product launch. You're excited, you know what's about to happen, and so you run to your email. You open up your email account and you're getting flooded with tons of questions. You're like, holy mackerel. There's a lot of well wishes and good luck and people talking that way to you. You actually also see that happening in your Facebook Messenger and you're like, oh my gosh. Before you know it, there's 60 minutes to go, an hour to go, and you're like, holy mackerel, time is flying by. I thought that I had 2 hours, now I only have an hour. So things are starting to get really tense and hectic, and you're hoping that your affiliates come through and you make a boatload of money. So what do you do next? What is on this virtual checklist of you needing to dot your I's and cross your T's and make sure everything's gonna go as planned and you're gonna get tons of traffic and you're gonna make tons of sales? Well, heck, we better log into the SendLane account and send out a newsletter to all of the affiliates and remind them that there are 60 minutes to go. Also, you should go on Facebook, right? We gotta go on Facebook and we gotta tell everyone in front of all your affiliates that, hey, we're about to go live. There's a $10,000 contest. This is gonna be big. And you're hoping to God that your affiliates come through. You've got a bad feeling though. You've got a really weird feeling and you really don't want to let your family down. You don't want your wife to laugh at you and run off with the pool boy. You want things to go crazy good, all right? And we're talking like, you know, those types of launches where the first day everyone's talking about you and they're like, holy mackerel, you did 400 grand in day one, and it just keeps going and you end up having a $3.5 million launch. You wish you could have one of those types of launches, but something's telling you that your affiliates are not gonna come through. They are busy at the strip club and not waking up on time or something like that. So you send out the email and you say, you know, you have a really snazzy headline, a subject line for that email that goes out to all these 400 affiliates that you've worked the last year. You worked from the ground up. You promoted all of these affiliates, hoping that, you know, while you're building your product, that they're going to reciprocate and they're going to promote you down the road. So you send out that email, and the subject line, it says, you know, 60 minutes until this launch goes blank. Some crazy shock value type of word. We're talking like a word like supernova or nuclear commissions or something like that. And sure enough, you get some opens and you're like, all right, that thing is done. You did one really super important smart thing, and you had kind of employed this affiliate manager guy. You know, this affiliate manager guy that kind of begged you, you know, for you to involve him in your launch because he's really just getting turned down by everyone. And so you really couldn't afford a really good affiliate manager, like the types that charge you 50 grand or something like that. But you told him, hey, I'll give you 20% of the entire launch. You didn't just give him a JV contract. You were betting on the fact that, you know what, he's going to be able to handle things that you wouldn't be able to handle. Like if you're going to be handling all the conversion stuff, it was really wise for you to be able to get an affiliate manager, right? So you hit him up and you're like, how are things going? He says, fine. And you say, hey, did we get Bob on the launch yet? Did we get Jeff on the launch? Because you know that Bob and Jeff are those two guys that you promoted heavily, and you came on their leaderboard at like number 2 or number 3 or something. And they told you that they would reciprocate and they would promote you. But Bob and Jeff haven't responded to your many messages. And let's remember that, you know what, you built this freaking product like a month ago. You did everything correctly. You're not like scrambling at the last minute, like, you know, working things out and making sure there's no bugs. I mean, this thing is tried and tested. I mean, we're talking about the funnel is like as strong and sturdy as a Sherman tank. I mean, this thing is going to convert like crazy, right? So you're like, Bob and Jeff? Nope, Bob and Jeff still aren't on there, right? So you're like, darn it, I really needed Bob and Jeff. I put everything into those promotions because those guys are hard hitters. If I only had Bob and Jeff on this launch, we might have ourselves a 6-figure launch. Well, I've got this one little podcast thing that I did with this guy His name's Mike, and that was like a week ago, and he says that he's gonna publish this podcast, and I saw him at, on the top 10 of a leaderboard. That might be good. Well, I wish Bob and Jeff were on the launch though. So you make sure that that email went out, you sent that to SendLane, you're checking your messenger, there's a few annoying affiliates in there that are giving you a hard time, and it's kind of like, you gotta repeat yourself, it was on the doc, and you're sending the doc, and you're kind of stretched thin, and there was something else that you wanted to do. Oh, that's right, post a picture or a video on Facebook saying, hey, 60 minutes to go. But now it's only like 20 minutes to go. So things are really starting to get crazy, and your wife walks in and she says, hey, good luck, and you feel like the pressure, you're starting to sweat a bit, and that at that 1 hour mark, you are already nervous. Now it's only 20 minutes to go. But you did something really, really smart, didn't you? You have a webinar that you're gonna go on. Now, this type of webinar was kind of like an interesting idea you had, was like gather all of your existing subscribers on there so that you'd be able to sell them on this product. The minute that it opens at 10 o'clock, it's gonna automatically open, and you're going to be able to sell all your existing customers this product, and you're gonna get amazing EPCs, right? And you're also gonna shoot to the top of the charts, and everyone's gonna see you there. So, you jump on the webinar, you post, hey, we're about ready to go, and your affiliate manager is handling all of those affiliates. So, boom, you get a bunch of sales from your own list. You get your first sale, and you're sitting there and you're like refreshing the screen, wondering if that one customer that got in, is he gonna purchase an upsell? And then 5 minutes later, boom, they purchase the upsell, and you're like, oh my gosh, that's amazing. But then you see that a whole bunch of other little front-end sales have started to come in, right? And then you're like, oh my gosh, upsell, and you're refreshing the screen. Did I get any upsells from those sales? Oh my God, I didn't get any upsells from those sales. Oh man, and it looks like the EPC is only 40 cents. I don't have anything to show anyone. I can't even hit up Bob or Jeff and let them know. And now 20 minutes, it's 20 minutes into the launch, and I've only made $200, and the EPC is 40 cents from my own list. Oh my gosh, this is horrible. But then you start to get a few sales all of a sudden, and you're like, oh my gosh. And then, oh my gosh, there's an upsell, there's an upsell, there's an upsell. It's like 100% upsell rate. You're like, what's going on? And then you refresh the screen, and then you click on the affiliate link to see who those affiliates are that are responsible for those sales starting to flood in like a tsunami. It's Mike, the guy you did the podcast with. Of course, he has a video review, a very brutal affiliate review interview style video on YouTube, and he has tons of bonuses that he heckled you for and really tried to get you to throw away everything for free. And it's working. Oh my gosh, Mike is number 1 on the leaderboard. And now it's almost $900 in revenue. And also, oh my gosh, it says $3.50 EPC. Take a screenshot and then you post it on Facebook. Hey everyone, we got $3.50 EPC. Little does everyone know, it's only Mike so far promoting. And all your other little small affiliates, forget Bob and Jeff, all the rest of them are not to be seen anywhere. You had one other super affiliate, his name was Scott. Scott's nowhere to be seen. This is a disaster. Well, except for Mike. Mike is the man. But then Mike calls you, Mike messages you and he says, dude, I was hoping it would be a lot better. I usually get $10 EPC. So now this is beginning to be a bit of a roller coaster. You thought it was good for Mike. You saw this $3.50 EPC, but now Mike's telling you that it's not good. There's something wrong with it. So you go to the stats and you take a look at the stats. It's the front end. The front end is kind of faulty. The upsells seem to be working fine. So what do? You're 45 minutes in, and you know what? Thank God no one else has promoted it, because Mike told you that it's not working so well. So you go right to the page and you take a look at it. You take a look at it and you say to yourself, that headline sucks balls. And you fix the headline, but you make sure that you document the headline that was already there. I mean, we don't even have time to split test. You're just pulling a Hail Mary or something. And so you change that headline and you make it much more straight to the point. You know, no learn how to do this or how to do this. Do this. You make the headline say actually do this, not learn how to do this. That makes sense. And then boom, 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 you start to see some more front-end sales. You see that measly 2% where Mike only has 50, 1 out of 50 people purchasing it. That turns into a 3% and a 4%. You've doubled your conversion just by changing that one headline. So now you see his EPC goes to $7 and you say to Mike, how do you like that? And he's like, much better. So then something happens, something incredible happens. You get a message from Scott. Scott says that he's really sorry that he woke up late and that he has made a vital, crucial error and he apologizes for it. He was actually at some bachelor party the night before and he's waking up late. Just like I told you that you're gonna run into those types of problems. He says, I'm sorry, I slept in. And you say, well, it's okay, man, it's only 11:30. Mike is at number one. Yeah, you might wanna, I'm gonna let Mike know that he's in for some competition. But you gotta be careful about what you say and the types of things that you say to people. You also don't wanna annoy your affiliates. If someone doesn't respond back to you, like Bob and Jeff, where the heck they are, right? And they told you a month ago they would be, when you were promoting them and you were number one on their leaderboard, they told you they would be there for you. Of course, while you're promoting them, they're saying they'll be there for you. But then after their launch, they disappear somewhere because that's how these, gurus are, right? Well, Scott starts mailing. He promotes it and boom, 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 crazy sales. You check the leaderboard, where your offers are on the marketplace, and you're at number 3. So you're like, oh my gosh, I got some stuff to brag about. And so you go on Facebook and you post these screenshots and you post, Scott all of a sudden sends it in, hey, looking good, man, converting great. You take a screenshot of that and you post that on Facebook. You make a little Photoshop collage thing and you show that $7 EPC from Mike, and then you show the $3 EPC from Scott. And then the overall EPC is looking like $2.50 between the two of them, $7 and the $3, they're gonna, give you something like that. Scott starts to get his upsells cranking, and you've done about $5,000 so far. This launch is not bad, but these two guys were pretty awesome, and they got a lot of power behind them because they got big lists and they've been number one on the marketplace numerous times. So it was very, very good idea of you. You promoted freaking Scott twice. You didn't just promote one of his launches, you promoted the other launch too, just as an affiliate. You never had a launch before. Holy mackerel. So now the revenue is $5,000. You've got about $2,200 after fees coming to you, and everything's pretty good. And the best thing, the most important thing is that you've got this proof. You've got these stats that you can post on Facebook. Holy mackerel, right? So you post it and you make all the Bob and Jeffs of the world feel real bad that they're sleeping on this and they're gonna be in big trouble. And you can call them out on it after the launch. You could say, big ups to Mike, big ups to Scott, and don't mention any names. No one likes a scummy, mean person. But you can say, it's funny that, when, I was on multiple leaderboards before this launch, and it was funny that a lot of people, they didn't come to, you could say stuff like that. But oh my God, Jeff sees your post on Facebook. Dude, looking good. I'm there. I'm gonna mail right now. I just gotta do this or that. All right? So the evening's coming. You end up telling your wife, look, the first hour was horrible. I not only made $1,000 and I was hoping, all this promotions that I did for people, I was hoping they would come through for me. But you turned it around, and that's how you turned it around. You changed the headline when Mike gave you the heads up. And then you had made a good decision. Your forfeiting a little bit of the money, the 20% of the money to have yourself a really good affiliate manager. But it's really ending up a really good idea, right? So, what do you do next? You got to start putting that leaderboard together. You've got not only Mike, Scott, and a bunch of other people that you don't know, some foreign sounding names, no offense to anyone. And then you've got Jeff. Well, where the heck is Jeff? He told you now he popped out of nowhere and he's nowhere to be seen on this leaderboard because Jeff comes back and says, dude, I'm having some problems with my autoresponder. I sent out an email and I didn't get any clicks. I'm gonna hit up support and find out why. So this is a bummer. You thought you were also gonna have Jeff all of a sudden, and this would have made this, it would have made not only the leaderboard better, so you could brag about it, or maybe you could even sing a little song about everyone on there, and do it in real time. Everyone would know you did this song really quick. And then they, they're not gonna think that you're misprioritizing your time. Like if you did this really, out of date, like out of sync type of thing that obviously took you a lot of work and a long time to do, they'd be like, is this guy like doing the right things when it comes to his launch? He should be taking care of this, he should be taking care of that, he should be taking care of that. But instead, so if you do it really quickly and it's really known that it was really quick, then everyone's gonna be like, damn, that dude's a monster. And he's probably, since he did that so quick, he's probably handling everything else. So assumptions are very, very important. Also, people are gonna be talking behind your back about certain things too, all right? Don't let anyone mess up your launch. So, somebody sends you a message and they say, dude, just a heads up. You got a bad review already. You're like, oh my God, it's only been 6 hours. I already got a bad review? Oh man, this is bad. And you look at this review and it is someone in your industry, and that really rubs your ass the wrong way as well. So you're like, damn, this dude is using me for clout. And you're like, damn, well, I got better things to handle. That was a smart move as well. You shouldn't let it get you down because you got more important things to do. You got to get out this leaderboard. Get the leaderboard out that first day. Just a little preliminary thing. You got enough people on the leaderboard now. You got at least 10 people there. All right? Give them another update. Remember, we got to do 2 updates a day. So you put that leaderboard together, you put it out, and you say, hey, here it is so far. And it's not like an official leaderboard. You do have these 2 contests. You have this main contest, but then you have like a kind of like a speed contest too. You could have done different types of things. You could have had only a main contest, a speed contest, a mid contest, or what we used to call in the ClickBank days a weekend contest. But you decided to go with the speed contest. And the speed contest is like basically, you know what? The first person to get to 50 sales gets $1,000, that type of thing. Remember, you could have had like 2 contests where it's like, time orientated, like, hey, this first contest is gonna end 48 hours in, or the mid contest starts 72 hours in, or whichever way you did it. But remember, you want to throw out that leaderboard real quick, or at least like something, and let people know this launch is on fire. This is the bomb. You better get on it now, or you're going to miss out. There's still many different things to be said about this. All right? Well, freaking Mike is obviously winning, and then we got Jeff all of a sudden starts to get some conversions. He gets his autoresponder fixed. He's still really not doing as well as you thought he would. But then you got Scott doing pretty good. So you got these 3 super affiliates, and then now you got about 10 or 12 okay affiliates, right? Your affiliate manager is doing okay, and you're like, whew, that was pretty good investment because he ended up getting freaking Jeff, so that was a good idea. So the next day happens, and you wake up to see there's already $3,000 made, and you're like, this launch is not bad so far, but I'm not gonna make my 3.5 million. So you got to get creative, all right? Your numbers are looking good, your front end looks good and everything, but you assess the situation and you're like, I need more affiliates. So you go to the marketplace and you buy some advertising, you buy some banners here, you buy some banners there, and you strongly, you hate the fact that you did not buy Munch Eye advertising. You didn't recruit more affiliates. You let your JV manager, who has no clout whatsoever, do everything. You should have done a little bit of a better job recruiting, getting the buzz out there. And also, a lot of the time, your product can also make your launch go crazy. If it's an amazing freaking product, people then, there's this viral factor to it where all these people just start talking about it. And then now you got this bad review. Well, this is gonna be a busy freaking day. And so what you do next is you're like, hey, I'm gonna start a surprise contest. I'm gonna do a new contest. This speed contest ended, and then this one guy won some of the money and this other guy won some of the money. Well, now I'm gonna do a mid contest. Now the really cool thing about these mid contests is then after a couple days, and remember you're doing a leaderboard every day, but this mid contest comes and everyone is starting to slow down a little bit. So you kind of hope that this, the day one, you're like, hey, the mid contest starts tomorrow. And then when you check your stats, you're like, damn, that is one pathetic looking contest. And that's a good thing, because then you can hit up all the affiliates and you can say, dude, look at this pathetic little mid contest. You got this, bro. You're gonna win $2,000. Tell them and show them how bad it's doing. Because look, you had a first couple good days and this list is gonna last you for 2 or 3 years. You're going to be on people's leaderboards, and this is your first launch, but you did not bad, So, you're like, damn, this mid contest, man, get on this, man. It's looking, you got this, bro. The top guy only has 3 sales. It's fucking pathetic, right? So the result of that is everyone that you send that to, and remember, you didn't want to annoy your affiliates too much, but when you have these results, you have these screenshots, you have this proof. You could do a lot of awesome things with that. You know what I mean? So boom, sending out those screenshots, letting everyone know. And then before you know it, the launch explodes again. It explodes even bigger than it, you know what I'm saying? And because of all of the talk now, because you revived it, what's his name? I forgot his name. I think his name was Bob. Bob, the big guy who you thought would crush it, hits you up halfway through the launch. Sorry, man, I was on vacation. I'm gonna hit now. I'm gonna promote it now. Do you have this? Do you have that? And he starts being a little annoying, which is a good thing. You're like, I'm glad this guy is being annoying, because that means that he's serious. He's in it to win it. He's gonna blast. Or you want Bob to blast, right? Bob hits it harder than a freight train. All right, boom, 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 boom. The sales start flying in, and you immediately go to Facebook and you start bragging about it. You sing another little song on your guitar about how Bob just stepped in, and everyone's just like, oh my God. Now you get a whole bunch of affiliates popping on, and then this is an epic battle because Bob wants that ending prize money. That $10,000 contest. Like, Bob wants that, all right? And then you got Scott, you got Jeff, you got Mike. They're all fighting over this money now because now Bob's in the way. And so then they turn on their afterburners. These guys are like dueling, freaking boom, boom, back and forth. It's like, bam, this is a $20,000 day. The next day, $40,000. Bam, you have gone through $100,000 and there's still 12 hours left. Everyone's congratulating you. Everyone's like, holy crap, this guy did a 6-figure launch. And then the launch ends. You gotta shout everyone out. You gotta do this final leaderboard. You gotta tell everyone how thankful you are about this. And everyone's like, wow, congratulations. Now you got all these leads. Now you're gonna do a back-end webinar, right? You're gonna make lots of money. You got all these, what are you gonna do? Well, before you promote anyone's products that are low ticket, and trust me, you got plenty of affiliates hounding you, knocking down your door, wanting you to promote them, you gotta do a back-end webinar for the monetization. So what are you gonna do? You want your customers to be happy. You don't wanna promote any scams, but you do wanna promote something that's the more bang for your buck before you do the low tickets. And you know what? We don't want to do any of those scammy call centers in Utah either. We want to do some nice SaaS. So you hit up someone like Chris X or Ricky Mateka or someone like that who has good products. And you set up a webinar. And so a couple days later, you do this webinar. You do another 40 grand. You both split it. You made 20,000. What a great week. So you had like about 60 grand come to you after you paid the affiliate manager and the fees to the marketplace. $60,000 plus a whole bunch of leads. You did 1,500 units. Awesome, right? So you made some good money. It was your first six-figure launch. Congratulations. If you like this video, make sure to subscribe and smash that like button. That's right, you know who you are. This is the place where you're going to learn how to launch and sell domains and make tons of money with crypto and invent crazy digital products and brand yourself up the wazoo, sell to local businesses, and awesome AI videos. All right, so we'll see you soon. It's Jamie Lewis. Thank you very much.